We could change the world with love it all unfolds. Ooh, no holding back. We gotta be bold. They say it's over, but I'm not sold.
Hi, are you an author in the middle of self-publishing your next book? Somewhere along the process, you've probably heard about creating an audiobook. You've been encouraged to make an audiobook. You know friends who've made the investment in creating an audiobook, but you can't bring yourself to get started because getting into the technical weeds just seems too daunting. But what if we could take that all away? What if we could remove 90% of the technical barriers, so all you would have to do is show up to the microphone and record? Or maybe you don't want to record your own audiobook. That's totally fine too. We have an experienced team of professional narrators that would love to audition for your audiobook. Our Done For You service guarantees that you will have a professionally produced audiobook ready for commercial release. If you're ready to get started today, please click the link below and schedule a free call. We can't wait to hear from you and to get started on your project.
And welcome to another episode of Shine with Curiosity and Encouragement. My name is Stephen Urias, author of Pitzer's books, Curiosity and Encouragement. I want to thank everybody for enjoying the Sunday afternoon with us. Oh, 1 second. There we go.
Hi,
Susan.
I'm here.
Yay.
Hedda, you want to hear about my emergency?
If you want to share it, absolutely.
Oh,
You got me all worried
yeah.
and scared. I looked like a doe in headlights when it came on. It was like, I'm all alone.
I have this very old dog, a Chihuahua, and we have a dog door, and sometimes he goes outside and he can't find his way back in because he's blind. Well, mostly blind. And so and it's hot. It's like 110 degrees here now. And my husband came in to tell me he'd been wandering around out there for a while and hadn't been able to find his way in, and Clark can't pick him up and carry him in because of his his condition. So I had to go bring in our very old, poor blind dog that was probably having heat stroke.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's an emergency to go take care of.
Yeah.
Although you saying blind and not being able to find his way, and that's me in the middle of the night when it's dark in the house and trying to find the bed. I'm just kind of like, oh, where is the bed?
Yeah. I know the feeling.
So happy Sunday to you. How's your week?
Thank you. It's been very busy. How about yours?
Oh yeah, no, we've been busy together. So many things going on, so many new things coming out, so many just circumstances that we're just building and building and building and soon to be released. So
Yeah, so
I'm
many
very
things,
looking.
new things. Everybody needs to
Yes,
stay tuned because we've got new stuff.
absolutely. Everybody stay tuned because we are sponsored by Soul Sunshine. As always, visit us at soulsunshine.com for all of your publishing needs. Speaking of publishing needs, our guest today, Melissa Shafer, has written a very emotional, very powerful a book of poetry. Uh, it is called Another 4 in the Morning Kind of Night. And for anybody out there who gets emotional over poetry, this book is definitely for you. So without further ado, let's bring her onto the stage. Melissa,
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
can you
It's
hear us
good to
okay?
see you.
Yes.
The light changed, man. When we were doing the beginning part there, you were all bright. Now it's all like
It's
nighttime or
getting dark
something
over
going on
here, so I had
there.
to it's getting dark, so I had to put some light in there.
I understand completely. It's very mood setting right there, especially with poetry. You've got
Yeah.
the spotlight,
That's
you've got the darkness. It's just adds to the whole emotional of it. So, um, This is our special guest, Melissa Shafer, as we said, author of Another Four in the Morning Kind of Night. Tell us about your book.
Well, I started writing this technically in 1997 when I was 11 years old. And I'm pretty old now, but like, it's been a long
Oh no, you're not.
time.
Okay,
No, no.
I'm
So
gonna stop you right there.
Yeah,
it's been
1997,
years in the
11 years
making.
old. No, not old.
Yeah,
It's been
97. I
years in
just
the making.
Yeah.
Um, and I compiled it together. I used to write a lot in school and like middle school and high school, and I would go and in between classes I would have a group of my friends. They would grade and comment them on them. They would have to give me some sort of comment and tell me 1 through 10 how it was, how they thought it was, and that assisted me in deciding which poems I wanted to add into my book to show the whole world, because I knew that a good amount of people thought it was great, or a lot of people didn't think this one was good at all. Or even a lot of what I felt. Sometimes I would be like, yeah, I really just didn't like this one at all. Or, yeah, this one was okay. Or I really love this one. So that was helpful. And then I never really had the intention of writing a book. It was just a way, I think, to get my feelings out with poetry. But since I was 15 years old, I guess I always had a dream of publishing my poetry book one day. I just had no idea how to go about it. So I'm happy my dream was finally able to come true. I never wrote a book or wrote a poetry with the intention of writing a book.
Well, we're really glad
I
that you
love that.
found us.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. Thank you.
yeah, it was just really a joy to work on your book.
Thank you.
It really was. A lot of the emotions that you put into your poetry was that feeling of heartbreak and heartache and belonging, just so emotional on things that really spoke to me and resonated with me during my time. Heartbreak and emotions and just everything. It was like a shining beacon to help me get through a lot of things. So I want to appreciate you for putting that out there and
Thank
crossing
you.
paths when we did.
I
Um,
always hope,
so
sorry, I always hope that it would touch people in some way, that they would be able to relate in some way. Like I envision my poetry or poetry in general as a similar to music lyrics, just
Mm,
without the music.
right.
And like music, usually people like it when they can relate to it. So
Mhm.
like I feel like I write in a way that I think I would hope that people can relate to somewhere along the line of their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. So, if you ever had back when you were writing in school, if someone said they didn't like a poem, did you rewrite it or did you throw it away?
No, I didn't do either. My very first poem I threw away when I was 11,
Mhm.
and because I didn't like it and I didn't think it was good. And I deeply regret that, because I wish I kept it, had it as a reference, even if I didn't like it,
Yeah.
to be able to, I'll never get that back now.
Yeah.
So I would keep them, and I would just, not consider it one of my favorites, or
Mhm.
maybe
Right.
not even like it, but just keep going through past it, but I never threw any other one away after that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good because you can see your progress, and I would
Yes.
encourage everyone who is a writer, don't ever throw anything away. Someday you're going to want to go back and look at that because you're going to
Yeah.
be curious.
Yes.
And and that way you'll know. You won't wonder. You may think that was really horrible, and then years later look at it and go, wow, that wasn't half bad. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting to see. And then again, you might see it and go, wow, that was terrible, but I've really come a long way.
Yeah, I've noticed since I was really young, my style changed quite a bit.
Mhm.
The way I did it, like now I write in stanzas, and back then when I was 11, 12, 13, I would just write in like just one long verse, it seemed like, and I there wasn't much structure to it. It was just like I felt like a run on of different words in just like a long letter or something. But
So do you pattern your verse? Do you pattern it after any particular poet that you know? Did you read poetry at the time?
no, that's actually the strange part too, is I didn't actually read poetry. I hadn't even done it in school yet when I started writing. So maybe that's why I was too young. I hadn't done that yet. That was about 7th grade curriculum. I was like in 6th grade. So I think that might be why I started out writing the way I did. Like I didn't know about structure or different stanza formats or anything like that. But then when I learned about it, maybe I changed a little bit because I was like, oh, okay, now I realize, well, I can rhyme, I can make stanzas as opposed to have rhyming sequences and things like that.
Yeah.
11 years old, never writing poetry, writing poetry, and just letting those emotions flow out.
Mm.
Since you said you're old, we'll just say a quill, pen, and ink. And if you
I,
know what a
I used to
typewriter is.
write in a quill pen. Not poetry, but I did. I used to do,
Oh,
yeah, I used to do that.
I writer for me. Tink, 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 tink. And again, you said 11 and 97. I was 1 year out of high school, so
Oh, okay.
making me feel old now. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about how old I was in 97. But I was not
Oh,
11.
so neither was I. Oh, so you started when you were young, just writing
Yeah.
down your emotions. Why don't you share some of your stories about your poetry from when you were younger?
Well, let's see. When I was in 8th grade, I sat in the first seat in the front of the class of my English class. And I sat right next to the teacher's desk. So of course I'm writing a poem in my English class, and my teacher comes up to me, and he grabs the paper and he looks at it, and in front of the whole class he says, is there something interesting here you'd like to share with the class? I almost died right then and there because the poem was about a boy that was in that class with me, and it had his name in it, and I almost died. And so thank God the teacher ended up not reading it in front of the class, and he moved on. But that was a lesson learned. And then in high school, after I had started typing up my poems and keeping them in a binder, I something told me to bring it to school with me for some reason. And I did, but somehow naturally I lost track of it somewhere. And again, I nearly had a heart attack because everything I was feeling was lost in this building.
Oh no.
And I don't remember what happened or where I ended up finding it. but it was not touched. And I'm pretty sure I lost 10 years off my life that day from the anxiety. But like, I was like, oh no, my poetry book is gone. It's like this thick, it's gone.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I spent like a class period going around looking for it because I had to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can totally relate to that. Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about right there. When you lose something that's so precious to you, you know it's around somewhere, you
Yeah.
immediately jump to somebody stole it, what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I-
Who might get it and read about themselves in it.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be the worst.
Oh
That would
yeah.
be, well, I don't know. I have a similar story with stand-up comedy where, except it was in high school, not 11 years old. I'm writing stand-up comedy in my class, and the teacher kind of comes around. What are you writing? It's like, kind of writing stand-up comedy on things. Well, perform it. I'm like, okay. And I went to the front of the class and started performing stand-up comedy. It was the first time I ever bombed on stage because nobody understood my jokes.
That's funny. Yeah, that
Oh, it
is very
was really.
similar to mine.
Like I hit a punchline and people just look at me like, huh? Like, guess you're a little young for that joke there, even though we're the same age. So you told us about yourself. You told us about growing up and writing poetry and just starting to develop your stanzas and starting to develop your uh, you writing style and getting it out there. Um, what is your favorite poem that you've written?
I would have to say the one that sticks out to me in my head the most is it's called "Paint Me a Picture." Um, that one, and that was probably the most important one to me in my book that I had to like. There were certain poems that like I had pictures for in the story in the book itself, and just to go with the poem. But this one was very specific because the poem is about a picture, and essentially what it's about is being able to look at a picture and see and feel things that it's showing you, like beyond what you're seeing, just have those feelings come to you. So when I had that picture done in the book, it was very important to me because I wanted to have what was going on in my mind when I wrote this poem come out in the visual for everybody to see. So I had to have it done few different times, but um, until I felt like it was good enough to be in the story in the book. But that was probably my favorite poem.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to finally come up with one that worked for you and didn't ruin your image in your head.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, Going through this whole process and just becoming who you've become, what's the best advice that you've received?
I would have to say probably never give up. And you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's a
Uh,
good one.
they help me move along. So
Words of Dory, just keep swimming, right? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
yeah.
It's so true though. I mean, to authors out there who are looking, they're writing, they're wanting to publish but don't know how to do it, just keep going. keep writing, keep getting your stuff down. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Be vulnerable. Let yourself find your path. Um, I agree with you completely and wholeheartedly in that. But what's the
Yeah.
best advice you can give?
I would say you're never too old to chase your dreams. Go out and make them come true.
You are not old. Stop.
You're never too old to chase your dreams.
Now.
Well, I have to agree. I have to agree. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yes.
Right? I mean, it's true.
Yeah. Yep. And anybody can say that.
Steven.
Oh, wow. That spicy made me feel so old today. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. All right. So then, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say, looking back, I would say spend a lot less time with the wrong people and instead spend more time writing about it.
I needed time to think that. I agree.
You know, I
Yeah.
could have
I
had
mean, I
like
know
probably
about it.
200 more poems if I did that instead, and then like, you know, heartbroken, then just then worrying
Yeah.
about staying with someone that wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it gave you so much more to write about. You had to experience the heartbreak to be able to write about it.
Exactly, but it would have, if you know. Just
So
say, moving on, I got to write a poem.
yeah. So I have to ask, and you can not answer this question at all. So did any of the let's say the subjects of your poems ever work out at the relationship?
Um, Somewhat, not completely, not forever, but yeah,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah.
And some were not about uh you know, significant others. Some were about like my dog passing. It was about my dog, or about my grandma, or about you know, my friend's mom who passed away, or my friends themselves, or my classmates, or so it wasn't always about a significant other, but for the most part they were, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have subject matter to be able to write about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell you about life on Mars, but it's not going to be, real because I have no idea what life on Mars is like.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I know everybody writes about different things for poetry, and everybody has a different style or what they feel like writing about, and that's fine. But for me, I feel like I generally have a subject, and it displays emotion. I don't know. That's just how I relate to it, I guess. Like I can't just sit there and write about a plant, you know. So
Yeah.
or the sky being blue. Like I just can't. Like I know some people can, but
Yeah.
it's not my thing. I can't do that. I have to like focus on a feeling, or a subject, or sometimes just a couple words will spike out a whole poem.
Yeah.
But
I like to challenge myself once in a while and and write about something weird. Like I wrote about a poem about a Tully monster. And a Tully monster was actually they found a fossil of, and they found several fossils of Tully monsters, lived in the ocean, and they didn't know what it was, whether it's a mammal or an insect or whatever it was. So it was kind of a puzzle to try to figure out what it was. So I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to write about that. So I wrote a poem about the Tully monster.
Oh, cool.
They said, well, after a while, it's fun to just pick some really oddball topic and write about it.
I agree. But what you were saying about like you can't write about a blue sky unless it brings emotion, and blue sky metaphors are emotions in and of themselves. So I enjoy that as well. Um, just out of curiosity, what role has God played in your life?
Um, I would say he's played a big role in my life. He has led me in the direction I've been going in, and he gives me signs and helps me along the way. So I think he's played a big role in things.
Nice. I like that explanation. Um, I too see that where just completely lost, and all of a sudden the sign just starts showing up that led me down the path of what needed to be, and found my best friend in Susan, and we've been inseparable ever since, right? Oh, she's got her microphone on mute, so she can't really say yes. I, I telepathically, I got you, Susan. I got you. So just out of curiosity, do you have plans to write another book?
I do. There's a second book in the works right now. I can't say how long it will take to come out because it's all new material. But I'm very much looking forward to getting it out there to you guys.
Very nice. Very nice. That's exciting. Do you think it's
Yeah,
going to
I
be
look
when
forward to
you say
seeing
it's
it.
all new stuff? Is it going to be like more positive going forth after your publication, or is it going to be reminiscence of the past of other things that you've been through?
Probably a mix of both. It seems like so far a mix of both.
Nice. I
Sometimes
didn't.
reminiscing and sometimes new things.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself in the next year?
Hopefully I will be like another, I don't know, about halfway or three quarters of the way through working on my book. Um, I'm hoping it'll be done within 2 years. I don't really know that though, or maybe it'll go quicker, maybe it'll go slower. I'm not positive, but that's a goal that maybe, maybe 2 years.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, something we didn't talk about before, but how has being published now changed your life?
Um, I would say it makes me feel like accomplished, like I've accomplished a dream that I always wanted, that I always had. Um, just it's really made me feel like happier about myself, that like I did something that I can show the world now and that I'm proud of.
Absolutely. Tangible evidence of something that you accomplished.
Yeah,
Um, this is your first book published, correct?
it is. Yeah.
So my first book, when I was uh, first published, you get a author's proof copy in the mail, and when you open that package to see your author's proof copy in the mail, and you pull it out, it's the first time you get to tangibly hold your book for the very first time.
Yeah.
Uh, for me, that was a feeling that I have never felt before. That was a feeling that was just I wanted to cry and I wanted to scream and I wanted to just shout from the mountaintops. Describe for me your instance of when you got your author's copy in the mail and what you did.
Um, I ran out and showed people. I was so excited. I believe it came in on Christmas Eve. So it was like a Christmas present for myself.
Nice.
And yeah, it was amazing to see it. Like it's in hardcover because I've always just loved hardcover books more so than paperback, even though it's more expensive. So mine is in hardcover. But so when I got that and I saw the pictures, I saw the table of contents, like all the pictures come to life, and it just in a bound book. I was just so amazed and excited. It was like the best Christmas.
Did you record that moment?
No, generally I do record myself, but no, not that.
Of all the moments.
I know. If someone else could have recorded it, though, that would have been great. I couldn't have been like, wait. As I'm opening.
There you go. Well, your next one, you're gonna have to record that moment. It's not gonna be the
Yes.
same, but you know
Yeah.
what? That's what I tell all uh, hopeful authors out there is that moment that you get your book for the first time and you get to tangibly hold it. Record that moment because you're never gonna experience that again. You're never gonna be able to have that touch, the feel, the smell, the look, the sounds going around you, time stopping for an instant, and just this overwhelming sigh of, I did it. I did it. Here it is. Just a culmination of everything.
Yeah.
So it looks like you may have a fan out there. Is a Franny de Frisa? Did I say that
Franny
correct? You know who that is?
DeFreeze. Yeah, that's my sister.
Hi, Franny, sister. That's awesome. Maybe she doesn't want to comment. Um, but she loved it and she's been watching this whole time, which is awesome to see.
Aw.
And I take it she's a fan and supporter of yours, is that correct?
Yes, she actually read my whole book. She might be the only person so far, but she actually has. Well, besides
There you
you.
go.
Besides you guys. Oh, she's commenting.
Yep, she says hi. Just wanted to make sure that you saw that.
Hi, that's my dad.
Oh, Frank. Hi, Frank. How's it going? Right on. I love it when family comes on and supports each other on there. It's so cool to see. So, is that your older or younger sister?
That's my younger sister.
And what
She's
age
two.
differential you guys?
Yeah, she's 2.5 years younger than me.
Okay. So, is she also considered old since you considered yourself old?
No, she's never old because she's always younger than me.
I'm not gonna get over it.
Yeah. I like the way you think. There are people that I will always be younger than. Keeps me young.
That's true. That's true. I'm the youngest of my family, so they will always be older
Although
than me.
when I have like friends who are like, so I'm 38, when I have friends who are 40, I'm like, you know what? When I turn 40, you know what will be great about turning 40? And they're like, what? They're like, you'll be 43, so I'll still be younger.
Stop!
Yeah, rub it in.
I was feeling good about myself today. I woke up, good mood, got a lot of stuff done. All of a sudden, I'm so old now because I was 11 in '97, and I'm just lost it all.
Well, it makes me feel old.
Looks
When
like your
someone
mom
says,
is listening too.
My mom? Oh, yeah.
Mom, uh-huh.
"Oh, there we go. Look, Mom has read your book
Oh,
too. She's also there.
hi, mom.
You guys should have raised her well, better. 40 is not old.
You're right, it's not old.
Someone said 20 years ago to me the other day, and I was thinking the 90s. I'm like,
I
wait, the
know.
90s were
This
more.
is crazy.
They're
Yeah.
like, no, it's
20
2000.
years ago.
Wait, no,
That's when I
20 years ago was
graduated
the
high
90s.
school 20 years ago.
You going to your 20-year class reunion?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Oh, seriously? You have a published book. How many other people in your class are going to have a published book?
You have to go.
I guess I
Exactly.
should.
Just
Yes.
bring like 40 copies with you and make a table and sit down and be like, I'm signing autographs
Yeah.
right now
That's a
for
great
your low
idea. I
price.
should do that, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's a way to thank your friends that helped you by reading your poems back when.
That's true. A lot, yeah, they were all in my class. Yeah, that's
There you
true.
go.
There you go.
All the kids that wrote on your paper there of whether they liked it and the grades they gave on it, you can be like, see, because of you, hint, hint, secretly, not really, but because of you, I published this book, and then they'll buy it.
Good idea.
Well, I am loving this, but you know what? I want to hear some more stories from when you were younger because I'm feeling reminiscence being in my old age.
Well, let's see.
You guys.
Um, let's see. I would say I just remember like going from class to class and writing and people, I don't know, I passed really, but just, I did. And I somehow managed to do school while I was writing poems all the time. I mean, I did it at home too. I would do it pretty much anywhere. I even had like a little, like, not journal, but like really thin, like, book that was pretty tiny, and it had all blank pages in it, and I would just carry it around with me. And just like a pen or pencil, and so whenever the mood struck, I would have it with me. Um, I don't do that anymore. Now that I have like a cell phone, I can just pull out my notepad and I'll just type in my notepad, and I'll like carry it home with me, and I'll do it later. But when I'm home on the computer, but back in the day, yeah, that's what I did. Um, I didn't have a phone in high school, so not my own anyways. So it was the block, so the brick. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah,
My,
so there was no
my,
typing on that.
my phone was at home hanging on the kitchen wall.
Yes, that too. I had that too. Yeah, but there was definitely no typing. So yeah, I had to write. But sometimes I felt like I was bothering my friends, but then again, I was like, they're probably like thinking, "Oh God, here's Melissa again." I'm like, wait. We have 3 minutes between classes, and I'm like, wait, hang on, you need to read this. Like, reading it real quick,
Now, did you
late, whatever. Make sure you
did you
comment. Give
participate
me a
like
comment.
in any? Did you participate in any of like the school plays or after school programs or sports or anything like that?
I did cheerleading in elementary school, and I did dance in elementary school as well. I did I forget what it was called now, but it was a club in high school. We had to do it was called the Tarantella dance, and we had to go around and to different schools, different towns, and perform it. So I don't know why I ever did that, but I wouldn't do that now. But yeah, I did that.
Right. When you first said Tarantella, I heard Tarantino, and I got like excited. Like, what kind of Tarantino dance would there be? And Pulp
No,
Fiction and
it's
Reservoir
like
Dogs like flashed through my mind.
no, it's an Italian dance. Yeah, I can still hear the song in my head, but yeah, I forget what the club is called.
I can play the song on the piano
Oh
because
wow!
when you said that, it reminded me that I had played that. That was one of the songs I had to learn when I was taking piano lessons.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
So it's
Cool.
nice to know somebody actually found it useful.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, here's kind of a question out of right field that I don't ask all of our guests, but with the day and age of the way it is, what are your thoughts on AI?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think there's good and bad to it for sure. Um, it's kind of scary, I think, like how the world is coming to be like that. But I guess it could be helpful. I don't know. I think it's kind of scary.
Scary like Rise of the Terminator type scary, or scary like AI is going to start writing all of the books and everything like that in the future.
Probably, yeah, maybe I start writing everything.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Terminators either.
I mean, it could be helpful. It's helpful, but I mean, it's just scary how people can't, won't be doing things like that by themselves anymore. The new generation, they'll just be, I mean, I'm a teacher, and they don't even teach students how to do cursive anymore in school. And like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, these kids aren't going to know how to sign their name when you go to the doctor's office. You need to sign on the pin pad, or sign, you're buying a car or anything. Just
Yeah.
sign your name on a check, like your paycheck. How are you gonna
Yeah.
like? So I had seventh and eighth grade this past year, and I was teaching them how to at least write their signatures so that they could sign their names. So,
Nice.
yeah,
That's
it's just crazy how things are going with technology, and just in a way, it's making people, the next generation is making them, um, I don't want to say stupid because that's not the word, but they're not learning the things that they need to
Yeah.
learn.
You're handicapped in some ways by the educational system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're becoming completely reliant on technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to say 20 years from now? What are these kids going to say when you're at the doctor's office and they say, sign your name, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know how to do that. Or
Yeah.
are they even going to say that? I don't know. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It sounds like a disservice, really. But I try
Agreed.
and
To be fair,
alleviate that.
though, I went to Catholic school, so cursive was an actual class.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
my handwriting is beautiful. But my signature is not cursive at all, and it is very artistic, and it's a big smiley face, but it works.
Okay, that might be what they end up doing.
my penmanship class, it was in fifth grade. We called it penmanship. And I was almost scarred for life in that class because I'm left-handed.
Oh,
And the teacher told me, and I was a really excellent student. I was an A student. And the teacher told me that if I did not write with my right hand in her class, then she was going to flunk me. No matter how good my penmanship was, she was going to flunk me.
oh
So
no.
he said, so you write with your right hand. And so the writing with my right hand was horrible. You couldn't read it at all. And through the whole year, it never got any better. And so I just would struggle through and try to write with my right hand. And she gave me an A. So easiest A I ever got, sort of.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's what they used to do back in the day. They did not think you should be left-handed. They
Yeah.
somehow, I guess, like they thought I had a choice about it. I was
I
not
know.
choosing. Yeah,
No, you're born that way with that
yeah,
instinct to be
yeah,
left-handed or right-handed.
yeah.
So you're a teacher.
Yes.
Are you a all subjects teacher? Are you specific subjects teacher? Are you what kind of teacher?
I teach special education. This coming year, I'm going to be doing kindergarten, first and second grade special education resource.
Nice.
That's great.
So,
Yeah,
is it public or private school?
it's going to be at a public school.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I just admire you even more now. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Where did you go to school to get your degree for teaching?
My bachelor's was at University of Hartford in Connecticut, and then my master's was at Quinnipiac University, also in Connecticut.
Nice. Are you in Connecticut now?
I am. Yep.
So the East Coast. I knew you were on the East Coast. I just forgot what state you were in.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an absolutely fantastic interview. I've learned so much about you. It's been fun. Before we wrap up, is there anything that you wish to share with our viewers about how they can get in contact with you, find out more about your books, and get educated on upcoming releases?
Yeah, sure. You can email me at Melissa Shafer Poetry at gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find me at the my my regular page, author Melissa Shafer. It would be under, or I have a page with my about my book, poetry book on it. Also on Facebook.
I very highly recommend following Melissa here. She she's an absolute joy. For one, some of the things she shares is hysterical. Um, I'll be scrolling through and see something funny and see it's you posting it. I'm like, that is so funny and so true. Your book is also awesome. And for anybody out there who needs pick me up or needs to feel connected to somebody, I very highly recommend getting Melissa's book. It's on Amazon right now, and
It's
it's
also
definitely
it's
helpful.
also on Lulu.com too.
Lulu,
Yes.
nice.
So in
Right.
case you want a different variety. They're both
Yeah,
I like they the way they make it, it's a little different, but
we'll put it all on the post. So follow us, and you guys can pick up her book and absolutely read it. Is it also digital format right now?
No, I don't believe so. Right, Susan? It's just no, it's just in the hardcover format right now.
Right.
which is an awesome format. I love hardcovers as well.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, I want to thank you for sharing your Sunday evening with us, especially so close to dinner time and relaxation time, and coming on and telling us about your book and having some laughs. And it looks like some of your family is still here, and they supported you this whole time. It looks like Dad was like, great job to all of you. We're proud of you, Melissa. Oh, that's so awesome.
Thank you.
That's so awesome. Again, thank you for coming on, and wait in the lobby for a few minutes while we wrap up, and we'll get all your information.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much,
Thank you.
Melissa.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, it was great. Bye-bye.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some authors you just like meet and you just connect and you're just like, man, that is so cool, and laugh and have a good time. And Melissa definitely was that. She
Yeah.
I remember when you first started talking about her when she first came and you were editing everything, and just, I was going through so much at that time and
Hmm.
emotional things, and you're like, this read these, you're gonna understand. And it felt good to actually have somebody out there, knowing that somebody out there was going through something similar.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. She was just great. And she's still so, she's still so young. It's like when you accomplish something when you're young, you have your whole life ahead of you yet to do
That's
things.
what I said. That's what I said. Don't call
Yeah.
yourself old when you're
No, she's got so much yet that she can accomplish.
agreed.
And
Agreed. But it
just
was
gotta
it
keep
was
going.
great advice. It was great advice about you're never too old. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
I
Yeah.
agreed with that for everybody
I
out
agree
there
with
who
that too.
thinks they're
From
too old to
personal
do something.
experience. Yeah.
There are exceptions to the rules. I'm too young to play in the McDonald's play place, so I, there's exceptions to every rule.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, I want to thank everybody for sharing their Sunday evening with us, and hope you guys have an awesome week. And we will see you guys all next week.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone that joined us. Well, we really
Yep,
appreciate it. It's great to have an
absolutely.
audience.
Agreed. Agreed completely. Have a great week, everybody.
Ever dreamed of seeing your name on the cover of a book? As a book publisher, we understand the challenges of self-publishing. If you're lost in the process, wondering about illustrators, book coaches, or formatting issues, worry not. At Soul Sunshine, we're here to guide you. Let's turn your dream into reality. Contact us to get started.